Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool brass Majesty telephone, and this is Lori and Lynn's telephone from New York. And so they picked this telephone up somewhere, and I do believe the wires were just hanging out of basically the upper portion of this unit. And so basically what happens is there's no simple way for a customer or a person to take this telephone apart and put it back together again, because the wires will all come apart, and somebody's already got it all apart anyway. The line cord actually needs a new plug on that installed, and we're going to take care of that. The little clips broke off, and the wires are not connected to anything in the bottom, and the bell was not connected, and the bell circuit's not finished off. Also, someone put a piece of tape around the bell, and I finished off a bell circuit here, but basically I'm going to ring it, and it has that piece of tape on it. We're going to take that off. So this is the initial checkout, and what we're going to do is I'm going to install a line cord basically that comes up the bottom half of this unit, and then it will plug into a jack or vice versa. However, we're going to make it plug and play so that the unit can be taken apart and simply moved or shipped and then plugged right back in, and then everything should be fine from that point on. But right now everything is apart. You know, you have your wires just hanging here, and the bell circuit wasn't finished off, neither was the line cord going to anything. So now I have it hooked up to the analyzer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ring that bell. I don't know if the video is picking it up. It's kind of like a bell ring that if you were holding it, because it has a piece of tape on it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that piece of tape away. And we're going to pull that off of there. And you can see how brighter the bell is. Now it's ringing like a bell. We're going to go ahead and stop that. But basically what we want to do is make sure the bell's tight. We want to make sure everything's back together again. We want to finish off the bell circuit and connect all of our cords up. Now, since this is the initial checkout, I did do some work up in the network, and I do believe that's probably what caused the whole situation. There was an issue at the network, and they were probably having problems with that and started taking it apart, whoever owned it, because I do believe Lori and Lynn picked this up somewhere at a retail store or something, a secondhand store or something like that. And there was probably issues before they ever got a hold of the telephone, because I don't think that's ever worked for them. And so someone went into it, probably created more trouble than it originally had, and then now we're left with this kind of a situation where you have all kinds of wires hanging and stuff. So we're going to get more video of this as we move along in the repair of this telephone, and we're going to kind of show the connections that we're going to be working on, and then we want to do some final checks on our upper portion where we have our dial and transmit and receive. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and so basically we're going to kind of run through a little bit about what went on with this telephone. And like earlier, we showed the line cord was really not connected to anything. The bell was not connected to anything, and there was no real good situation to come up through the bottom half of this telephone and then plug into the upper half of the telephone. And they just had some wires hanging down through the center. And so we've made it more of a plug-and-play situation. And I want to move down to what we have here. You're going to see a line cord that hangs out of the lower half of this telephone. And so basically what happens is that's connected here to this adapter. And you can get these adapters basically anywhere. So what we have now is a simple adapter, and then we have a pigtail as a line cord coming off. And this will not come apart. It's all, it has heat shrink on it. It has ties on it. It's not going to pull away. And this will hang out of the bottom of the top of the phone. You simply plug into that. You take this cord, and this cord will go ahead and push down into the body, the lower half of it, and then we'll put a little piece of tape on it so that Lori can go ahead and Lynn just grab it, untape it, and plug it right in. We've also repaired our plug for our line cord, so that has a new modular plug on it. And we set this telephone up so that what you'll see here is some tape where we made all of our connections just to hold the line down. We just want to keep it out of the way of the bell. We also removed the tape that was on the bell, and we repaired the problem that was at the network up by the hook switch. So basically now what we want to do is I'll go ahead and ring the telephone. I'll let that go a few more times since that was one of the issues. We'll go ahead and answer the telephone, give you some dial tone. If you watch the analyzer here, we'll dial our numbers. I'm going to end in a 2. Now what I want to do is I want to transmit into the handset. So if you watch that red light on the analyzer, every time you see that red light light up, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know that this telephone has transmit, receive, and it's ringing in on a ring cycle, and it dials out. What we want to do now is we can go ahead and push this button on the switch box, and that gives us a line out and totally takes the analyzer away from the situation. And we'll go ahead and call a time and temp number. Now I want to explain this time and temp number. They've been having problems with their equipment. So when I call the time and temp number, it's going to answer, and then it's going to say a little bit, and it's going to have a loud hum on it. And that's on their end. That's their equipment. So it doesn't have anything to do with what's going on here. So we'll go ahead and call that time and temp number. Give you some dial tone.
Good evening. Today is Monday, July 1st. The time is 7:59. Current temperature at 79 degrees. Mostly cloudy tonight, chance of a shower diminishing, a low in the low 60s. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, 40% chance of a shower and a thunderstorm, a high in the mid-70s.
Okay, so So now what we can do is I can call my number and it'll be busy. I'll give you some dial tone. Now that we know that this telephone has been repaired, we can return it to Lori and Lynn, and they can start enjoying this telephone. It's a really nice brass Majesty telephone, and it's one of the better looking ones that I've ever seen. It's in very good condition, and I'm sure they got a hold of this telephone because it ended up in a shop because there was issues with it and it didn't work properly, or it probably would have never been for sale. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.